Is it possible to have zero disposable income in Chapter 13? Have you ever wondered if it is possible to have zero disposable income while going through Chapter 13 bankruptcy? Let's break down what that means and how it can happen. Disposable income is the money left after you pay your necessary living expenses and mandatory debt payments. This leftover amount is what you use to pay your unsecured creditors during your repayment plan. So, how can you end up with zero disposable income? First, the court looks at your current monthly income. This includes wages, bonuses, and any other income sources from the 6 months before you file. Then, they subtract your allowed living expenses. These expenses are based on standards set by the Internal Revenue Service and include costs like food, clothing, housing, utilities, transportation, taxes, and health care. If your income minus these expenses equals zero, then your disposable income is also zero. There are a few situations that can lead to having zero disposable income. If your income is low compared to your necessary expenses and debt obligations, you might find yourself with no disposable income. Additionally, if your income is below the median income for your state and household size, you may not even need to calculate disposable income for unsecured creditors. This could lead to a repayment plan where you pay nothing to those creditors. When your disposable income is zero, you are not required to make any payments to unsecured creditors during your Chapter 13 plan. Your repayment plan could last 3 to 5 years, but you may not pay anything to those unsecured creditors. At the end of the plan, any remaining unsecured debts that can be discharged are typically wiped out, meaning you no longer owe that money. However, you still need to keep making payments on secured debts, like mortgages or car loans, and priority debts, such as child support or taxes. The bankruptcy court expects your Chapter 13 plan to representing your best effort to pay creditors based on your disposable income. If you truly have no disposable income, the court usually approves a plan that pays nothing to unsecured creditors, as long as you meet other plan requirements and continue payments on secured and priority debts. For example, let's say your monthly income is $3,000, and your allowed monthly expenses plus required debt payments total $3,000 or more. In this case, you have zero disposable income. Your plan payments to unsecured creditors would be zero, but you still benefit from the automatic stay, which stops collections, and the eventual discharge of unsecured debts after completing the plan. So, yes, it is indeed possible to have zero disposable income in Chapter 13 bankruptcy. This situation allows you to restructure your debts while protecting your essential expenses.